everyone's favorite son of a bitch, Malin, Dennis.
And I'm your other great co-host, Nestor.
And our special first half guest this week, Mackenzie Webb. What's going on, Mackenzie?
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us in our shenanigans this week. Folks, if you are new to the show, we are a NFL and NBA podcast. We do this show every Wednesday night, 9:30 Eastern time here on YouTube. If you click the first link down in your podcast description below, you will be taken to the YouTube version of this episode. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe. That way you can keep notified, keep getting notifications every time we go live on Wednesday nights, just in case you somehow forget. Folks, do you want to open up this show with a nice little cheers?
Yes.
Cheers to you.
Stella, that's cute. All right, now before we roll on in anything, Mackenzie, I might know who you are because Jalen told us who you are, and we looked you up and saw some stuff. But if you could just give the listeners a little bit about who you are, the things you do. I heard you're even going to be going to the Combine. That's pretty crazy. And you were at the Super Bowl, so you're a big deal. What we call a big goddamn deal. So you let us know who you are and where people can find you at.
Yeah, so I am currently still a student at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, studying sports media, sports journalism. I really want to go into sports reporting, sports anchoring, and so I'm currently the reporter for our basketball team at my school, so that's been a lot of fun. And then I just went to the Super Bowl with the sports company, and then I'm traveling around to different places this year, so I'm going to the Combine next week, which is crazy, so I'm excited for that. And then I'm also going to the draft. So I just want to get my name out there and get as much experience as I can. And so I was a co-host on a Chiefs podcast. So this has been a really exciting season for me, being able to watch them win it all in person. But yeah, so I'm doing a lot of things right now, but I'm really excited and in the direction that everything is going. It's been great.
So,
That's awesome.
and how old are you, Mackenzie?
19.
19. Okay, 19 years old. You're already been to a Super Bowl. You're going to the Combine and the draft.
It's
42
crazy.
years old and never been in any of that. That's insane. You are living your best life.
Right.
That is nuts. Someday we're going to see her on FS1, and I'm going to be like, I remember.
Hell,
You guys
one day she might
remember.
own FS1.
Yeah, I've never been to the Super Bowl. I hope to go when the Miami Dolphins go sometime in the long future. How did that feel like?
Maybe your
going
son
to the
go.
Super Bowl? How was that?
It was awesome. It didn't really sink in until I was actually there the day of because I flew out to Vegas on the 3rd. So I was there for basically 2 weeks. So I really got to see the city transform and get ready for the game.
Wow.
And that should be illegal being in Vegas for that long. It was just, I was so happy to come home. It was a great time, but that was too long, too many days.
Yeah.
But no, it was so special. It really didn't hit me until I got in there, but the stadium was awesome. I've never been to Allegiant, so it was cool to see how they got ready for the Super Bowl. It was really nice. And so, yeah, it was very emotional, especially when they won, because that was a close one. But I didn't doubt. I didn't doubt all season long, even when everyone was hating on us. We have no receivers that can catch the ball. Offense is horrible. This team is a mess. Nope. And I said it, and everyone was like, "You're too positive. You don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, guys, we are still going to win the Super Bowl, and you don't believe it, but you'll come back to that video and you'll thank me for telling you. So it was cool. It's very rewarding for all the work that I've done this season because I started out by going to training camp, and I said during training camp, I was like, you know what, this defense is going to be top 5. And even then, people were like, top 5? What are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, just wait. They're like, no, not even top 10. No. And then easily at the top this season, so it was cool.
Well, I will say that, first of all, Nestor, we need to invent time travel for you to be able to watch the Dolphins in the Super Bowl because it's been a minute and it's probably going to be a minute. So I do apologize about that. And Jalen also never wavered this entire year when it came to the Chiefs. There might have been one point. I remember at one point he just said he's no longer betting against Patrick Mahomes. It took me until the Super Bowl to say that I'm no longer ever going to bet against Patrick Mahomes. I bet against him a lot. I apologize. I feel bad. Don't hate me. You can hit Nestor, but because he did it too. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you get to Vegas, and as somebody who's never been to a Super Bowl or Vegas before, for that matter, what was kind of the like Super Bowl day comes around? What was that like? The stadium, Allegiant Stadium, and just kind of like the buzz in the air. Bring us through that day.
Yeah, so it was cool. So I worked with the Las Vegas Super Bowl host committee, and so I had to wake up at 3 in the morning, be at the stadium by 5 a.m. So I was there all day. So it was very tiring, but it was a lot of fun. So I walk in there and we help get the stadium ready. So that was cool. I get to say that I got to water the field. I did that
That's
during
cool.
the week. So the Chiefs just won because I watered their field for them, made it
There
a
you
good
go.
field. But yeah, so we got in, we got everything ready, and so we were there for hours before the game started. So I got to go near the field. I got to see all the reporters, which it was cool. I got to meet a lot of them from Kansas City, some from CBS. And so it was just cool to kind of see how they get ready for the game too, because I didn't know that those reporters are getting there several hours ahead, obviously, to get ready. And so there's just so much that goes into the Super Bowl. And I didn't realize that even before, like, whenever they were getting the stage ready for halftime, like, I got to see that a week in advance in the setup, and so that was just awesome because I never expected that. But yeah, so it's game day. I walk in, no one in the stadium besides all of us. So we're walking around, we're finding our spots where we're going to be at, where we're going to be standing for the game. And so that was cool. The shops, there was a lot of good stuff there. And I know that a lot of the people that saw the concession stand prices were like, that's outrageous. But I mean, it's a Super Bowl. Come on, what do you guys expect? But I got to walk through all of that, see everything that they set up. So that was super cool. And then the excitement really kicked in when all of the fans were coming because seeing Chiefs fans from all over was really cool. And I got to talk to them. I love meeting fans from everywhere because there's a lot, not just in Kansas City, but literally from all across the world. So I met one couple from Germany and they traveled all the way here. So I got to talk to them. So that was awesome. And then, yeah, I got to be in with the fun, see it happen. The game starting was really cool. I was like, I cannot believe I'm at the Super Bowl. Like, that is so cool. And then the halftime was awesome. Whenever Usher was performing, he had like dollar bills going down from the top. It's like "In Usher We Trust," and then it has his face on it. I got some of them, and I know those are going to be worth a lot of money. So I
Oh, yeah.
kept them because maybe I can make some money off of that. So I'm going to wait a few years. But yeah, it
So,
was awesome.
I got a few questions for you here. One, because you want to be in the, like the sports reporting business. Okay, so you were there for 14 days in Vegas. God, I wish I could be in Vegas for 14 days. Media day. Were you there media day when they were there on the floor doing interviews with
Mhm.
everybody from teams? And if you
Yes,
were,
for
like, what
opening.
was that environment like? And did you get to interview or kind of like talk to anybody that you thought was like, wow, this might be the coolest thing ever?
Mhm. So, are you referencing opening night, that first day?
Yeah, they call it opening night now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm too old for the talk
Oh,
about
you're
it.
good. Yeah, so I was there and it was a lot of fun. So with the sports company that I was with, we were just in attendance, but I knew some of the reporters from Kansas City, and so I got to go down there on the field and be around them while they were doing their thing. So it was a really big learning experience for me. So I really cherished that. It was cool. I didn't personally get to interview any of the players, but I did get to see a very special person, Mr. Joe Montana,
Oh, there you go.
and it wasn't at that
Yes.
setting, it was in the Mandalay Bay right before that was all going down, and it's kind of a funny story of how that happened because they placed me in this hallway. It's like an empty hallway, there's only 2 of us there. I'm like, "What are we doing?" And because 'cause we're about to walk over to the stadium, and they were having like a autograph signing, something going on inside of there. And so the word is out. They're like, Joe's coming. And I'm like, Joe. And the first thing I think of is, oh, Joe Burrow is about to walk through those doors. Okay, like he's coming. And as you know, I'm from Kansas City and I love my sister to death. We're best friends, we're close in age, whatever. But on Sundays, we are not friends because she is a big Joe Burrow fan, not football fan, not a sports fan. She just likes Joe Burrow. And so this girl will wear a Joe Burrow shirt, like his face everywhere on it, on game days, just to like put it in my face. And I'm like, what are you doing? So when I hear this, I'm like, wow, I really am about to get Sister of the Year award because I'm about to FaceTime my sister and it's like Jesus is about to walk through this door right now for her and I get to show her that. And so I'm like, dang. But no, they were like Joe Montana and I was like, whew, good. I'm glad. I'm glad my sister doesn't get that moment. But it was so cool. So he came walking by, and obviously he had a bunch of security guards around him. So I didn't get to actually have a full conversation with him. I was just like, you were incredible. Love watching you. He was like, thank you. And he walked by. So it's very short, but still super cool. So I thought that was fun. But back to opening night, media day. I got to see like a lot of the players. I got to be right next to the reporters, so I took lots of videos of them interviewing them, just walking around in that environment. And it was super cool because like I said, I went to training camp and I got to cover that and talk to a lot of the players and just go through the whole season with them. So it was awesome to see them there. And I was super excited for the rookie Rice because he was just so excited. He's just like kid there, like it's just his dream, and so you could see his excitement, so that was cool. But the boos were crazy. Like I wasn't expecting it to be like that. Like as soon as they got down there on the stage, everyone hated the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, San Francisco is a little bit closer to Vegas, I think, than Kansas City. So that might be the reason why. So I'm really glad that you got to be on the field for that. So, second question about football, and I'm going to ask you a question about Vegas. So you said you were there in the stadium. Did you have a seat? Were you standing somewhere? Were you on the field?
Mhm.
Like where
Yep,
were you
so
watching?
I yeah. So I did get to watch the game. I was in section 325, so it was about like I'd say the 25-yard line, Kansas City side. So it was super cool. Had a really good spot. No one in front of me, just the glass. So I got an open view. It was awesome.
So you didn't make it down to the field.
Mm-mm.
That would have been awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
I got super close. I got to row one after they won, and I got like up close to all of them whenever they were walking off for some videos, but couldn't climb down there.
They let drunk Kevin Hart on the field when Philly won a Super Bowl, but they wouldn't let you on the field. That's messed up. Okay, so
No, I know.
the question about Vegas, because I love Vegas, the sports podcast, but I have to do it, Joe. And I'm sorry, I go to Vegas every year. Just went I think 2 times this last year. What did you love about Vegas? What did you hate about Vegas? Were there any like favorite restaurants you went to? Like
Mhm.
what was that experience like for 14 days? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so in the beginning, I loved it. I love big cities. I feel like Kansas City still gives like the vibe of a small town, not super big. Feel like a lot of people know each other, whatever. So I love experiencing big cities and getting to go around, walk the strip. That was really cool. But towards the end there, I was honestly sick of it. I feel like just all the casinos and the drunk people, the crazy people, because with the company that I was with, we were attending like panels and conferences literally from like 6 in the morning until 10 p.m. at night. So by the time that I walked out of those doors, I just wanted to go
Oh,
to sleep. And then I'm just in craziness. Like I'm so tired. I'm in like a blazer and a pantsuit. Like I'm in a nice outfit and I just feel so out of place when I'm walking through these casinos and all these people and these outfits. And I'm just seeing everyone, I'm like, "Ugh, I shouldn't be here right now." So it was funny. It was like a mix of two worlds. But yeah, I'd say I got sick of the casinos a lot and just the craziness. But I am a big fan of In and Out, and I know that's not just a Vegas thing, it's a West Coast thing. I had it like 8 times, and I know that's bad, but I can eat those animal fries. My last day there, I got like four of those things. I'm like, I better cherish this right now because we don't have that.
yep. I'm
Um,
I know exactly where you probably went to the one on the strip in between the Flamingo and the Link in that little area where they got like a bunch of places near the High Roller, right? Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Yeah.
I've been there so many times. Was what hotel did they put you guys up at? Did they put you guys on the strip? Or did they put you guys off the strip? Or like where were you guys?
Mhm. So we all split into different Airbnbs, and so we actually stayed in North Vegas, and we had a really nice house, and I liked it because it was away. I think it was like 20, 25 minutes away. It's just Ubering was the only problem I spent a lot of money on, but I had a good experience there. It was like a pretty nice neighborhood, except my last day I got locked out of my house. So
Damn.
Uh, I would suggest the next time you go back, don't do 14 days. That does sound like a lot. I would enjoy it, but I can understand that you didn't. You probably try to stay at the Aria Sky Suites. That's where my family tried to stay at the Aria Hotel. It's a little bit quieter. Last time I was there was a Where's Waldo convention though, so that was a little weird. And I saw someone walking around as a
You won't let
Smurf.
that go.
I won't. I will never let that go. Coming back from dinner, and I'm like, why is everybody's dressed as Waldo? You're supposed to blend in. All you guys are standing out like a sore thumb. Um, but well, I'm glad you had a fun time in Vegas, and
thank
I'm
you.
glad you got to have that experience at the Super Bowl. I really hope that I can have that at some point, especially with your favorite team.
Yeah.
That's what's really
I
cool.
feel
Is that
that.
you got your favorite team. That's pretty cool. Dexter, you can't feel that. You have no idea.
I knew that was coming.
You
Hey,
never feel that.
you have Kyrie. Come on.
Never.
We're gonna get there. I'm optimistic.
Well, I'm glad you are.
Hey, I have a question for you. Do you think Tua's more accurate than Mahomes?
No.
Hold on. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. Just thank you.
It's an honest answer.
You can dream.
My
It's okay.
final question for you, Mackenzie. As somebody
Yeah.
who is getting into the business, what advice would you give to somebody else who's either like just graduating from high school or just getting into college? What advice would you give for them now?
Yeah, I would say honestly just to go for it, keep going and don't give up because it's a hard industry to be in. And I feel like there's so many different ways that you can go about it. There's so many different jobs in the sports industry, whether it's media or you want to go into sales or event planning, operations. Like there's so many different things you can do, and you never know if you're going to like it until you try. And so that's the thing with me. I had this big dream of, oh, I want to be a sideline reporter or a sports anchor. And whenever I first thought that, I just thought, oh, yeah, it's going to be easy. Like, of course, that's what I want to do. I'll get my degree and I'll be there. And that is not completely right at all. It takes a lot of hard work. And so that's why I've been putting in a lot of work for myself to get to go to the Super Bowl and the Combine and all of these places because I want to get my name out there right now. And I'm trying to do all of this work. And it is a lot of my money, but I feel like it'll come back later on because again this will be more as a job for me, and right now it's just about growing my platform, growing my name, and doing what I like. And I would also say to just make sure that you keep your passion for it. Obviously I've been a Chiefs fan, but this season whenever I was doing the podcast every Monday and Wednesday and Sunday, it was a lot of work, and I kind of took a few steps back because for a little bit I was like, well, I mean, I love watching the Chiefs, but now it's like this is like what I'm going to do. Like this is more about analyzing and talking about it and getting ready for the show, and it's not just fun. Oh yay, the Chiefs play. Like there's a lot more that goes into it. So just keep your passion and realize that, like you do have to put a lot of work into it, but it can still be fun. It's just what you make of it.
And I got one more question, Jalen. So, okay, first of all, never give up on your dream right now. I think it's awesome because one day I want the three of us to be like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like pointing at the target or at the TV. Like we know this person. This person's famous. They were on our show at some point. I really want to experience that. A second, if you get into this business and you're such a big fan of the Chiefs, and let's say you're a sideline reporter or you're taking Joy Taylor's, see it on FS1 or whatever. Do you think that as big of a sports fan you are, that you'll be able to be impartial and not just be a fan when you get to that point in the industry.
Yeah, 100%. And that's what I'm telling everyone right now. Like, I'm trying to enjoy it. I know I'm a Chiefs fan at heart, but obviously, whenever I'm actually getting into the industry, it can't be like that. I mean, I can root for them on my own time, but I know that this is about the league. This is no bias, all factual, and I can't just hold this, oh, Chiefs, 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 as much as I want to. I know that I can't. And I mean, it would be great if I could land a job with the Chiefs in my hometown, but I know that there's a lot of different job opportunities, and I'm able to move wherever, relocate, and even if it's for another team. I mean, all I want to do is work into sports and in this industry for media, and so I understand that it's not going to be like that, but yeah, 100%. I'll definitely be able to not be biased.
Well, I do think you're getting into the industry at the right time. With Patrick Mahomes will be in 28, you might get to talk about him for the next 12 years.
I hope. I hope. I hope he passes Brady, I have to say.
Woo, Jalen
Let's
doesn't
not
like
talk
that,
about
man.
that.
I'm sorry.
Being
I'm
face to face.
sorry. Come on.
Well, you know,
Hey.
maybe five, but that's a good
Okay.
number to stop at.
Okay.
Yeah, Jalen gonna start sweating if he gets to 5. If he gets to 5 by
So
35, Jalen is gonna lose weight that he can't afford to lose. That is
so when he gets his 8th ring, we're gonna go back to this video and you're gonna pull up the Leonardo DiCaprio meme pointing at
yes.
me.
Well, you might be famous at that point, but we might actually try to get you back on the show to talk about if he gets an 8th ring, just to rub it in Jalen's
Yeah.
face, because that's what we do here.
Hey,
Maybe a
makes it fun.
ring pop, eight ring pops, but that's about it. All right,
Okay.
let's move into the news for the week. We only have a couple things to talk about here, but speaking of the Chiefs, something that we did not talk about this last week, but during the Chiefs parade, there was that shooting, and now at this point, 2 people have been arrested. One, Lindell Mays and Dominic Miller, both charged in murder for the shooting that happened at the Super Bowl parade a couple weeks ago at this point. Yeah, I thought we'd just go around and give a quick take on this, seeing that it seems like this started over some kind of argument or altercation and resulted in obviously a lot of people getting hurt and then one person killed. So, Nestor, we'll start with you.
Yeah, just very sad, and looking at the victim, Lisa Lopez Galvan, and the people that knew her. It's very sad. These guys that were involved in the shooting, they're not old. They're very young. So it's just sad to see, just a very idiotic moment from these kids, and make something that's supposed to be such a celebration, such a tragedy, and it's a teaching, because I feel like in our society we're very at times a little bit too agitated, too confrontational. And you do have to learn how to take several steps back, lose that ego, and just be smart for once. So like Malin said earlier, I think it was just over a small dispute, maybe just staring too much at somebody, or, I don't know. It's just an ego thing. So it's just sad to see. I hope it doesn't impact negatively these parades going forward. I do hope there's, obviously good security, but I just hope these parades don't get impacted negatively going forward. It's just sad to see.
Mackenzie, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, and being a part of the Kansas City community, it's just awful to hear, and the whole city was heartbroken for this, for the children, for Lisa Lopez's family, and just all of the victims involved. It shouldn't have happened, and it's sad that we can't celebrate a Super Bowl win without there being weapons involved and people dying, and no one should have to fear for their lives in an event like that. And so it's really unfortunate. No one deserves this, and my condolences and prayers have been going out to that family that lost their loved ones, because no one wakes up in the morning and thinks that they're going to this to have so much fun and, celebrate the Chiefs, and then in just the blink of a second, their life is just taken away. It's horrible, and it shouldn't happen. It's a bigger problem, and I hope that one day this never has to be an issue that we have to think about, not something that's so common. It sucks and it's horrible of how normal it is now, and I hope that we're able to fix that. But with Kansas City, there's been a lot of fundraisers made and Kansas City strong, so it's very special to see everyone come together in a hard time like this.
Go ahead, Mainland.
There's so much to unpack in this, but what I really think first and foremost is that one, senselessness and stupidity reign supreme in this situation. I like guns. I own guns, but I'm also a responsible gun owner, and I understand the laws and the responsibility you have when you have guns. And these people broke every law and just moral law with what they did. First and foremost, if you're at the parade, there's probably going to be alcohol involved. So if there's alcohol involved and you're a young man, you shouldn't be concealing a firearm because that's illegal. You're basically creating a federal offense. That's your first thing. Second, you can't stand somebody staring at you. Like someone staring you down. Like you're here to celebrate something, and you get yourself in such a position to where you need to manifest some sort of beef with somebody. It takes you to the point to where you have to draw a gun. And this person not only said that he drew his gun, but then thought about not shooting because there were children there, but then still shot anyways. And under federal law, like if you have a concealed weapons carry, you can't not draw your gun and just not fire it. Like you have to have your life threatened in that moment. So this person clearly drew it out of ignorance, and then is thinking, well, there's kids here, but let me go ahead and pop off rounds anyways, like it's damn OK Corral. While there's children there. And they're firing at people that are running away, which is also against the law. Like they committed like 4 to 5 felonies in that instance, in a moment where we should be celebrating something, where a city should be coming together and celebrate. They're creating chaos and fear over the next celebration that's going to happen. And that really pisses me off. So, yeah, I'm glad they're charged with murder. I hope they go away for the rest of their lives, because they're too stupid to walk the streets, to be honest with you. And it really just pisses me off that responsible gun owners are going to get painted in a negative light because of idiots that don't want to follow the law, they want to break the law, and they want to cause mayhem when it shouldn't be caused. Now, the only thing that I can point to as far as, us doing sporting events in the future, I think everybody remembers the Boston Marathon and the bombing that happened then, right? I think America has a great way of rallying and figuring out ways to still celebrate. And so I'm hoping that this isn't something that's a deterrent, but at the end of the day, I feel so bad for the Lopez family. I feel so bad for the city of Kansas City, for Missouri, and Kansas, because I know the city's on two state lines there. I've been there before. But I feel so bad for the community because there should be so much to celebrate. But because of the actions of 2 idiots, this is something that we have to talk about. And so I hope they go to jail for the rest of their lives. And I hope the people that are in those jails with them treat them as nicely as I imagined that they would for killing a kid. That's my take.
Yeah, I don't have too much more to add that wasn't already said. I will say that here in Tampa, I don't know if you guys remember this, but around Halloween, there was that shooting in Ybor that was very similar to this one, for the Halloween parade, and it started with just like an argument, and then they started shooting at each other, and a couple people unfortunately were killed, and a bunch of people were injured. And out of that, we just had Gasparilla here, and there was a massive parade in Ybor, and tons of people still came out for that. So it was good to see that it didn't deter people after that. So with Kansas City, I would still imagine that, it does not deter people. Let's just say they go back to another Super Bowl next year. I would imagine that the community still comes out and supports their team and not live in fear after something like this happens. So, yeah, it's just really sad to see. And like you said, Malin, stupidity, just absolute stupidity. So glad that the two people are going to be locked away. So that's that. Let's move on to
not solitary confinement.
Right.
General population for those two.
Let's move on to the next piece of news, which is the college football playoffs. When they do move to the new 12-team format, they're going to be using a 5+7 model. So, Malin, correct me if I'm wrong, but basically it's going to kind of work similar to the NFL playoffs in the sense that the winner of each conference is automatically in.
Yes, well, it was going to be a 6+. It was going to be a 6-6 before the Pac-12 decided to abolish themselves with my Washington Huskies.
Right.
That feels good. But basically what this model means is that if you're one of the remaining 4 Power 4 conferences, and whoever has the best record of the 5 at large after that, so like Liberty this last year, would have been in the college football playoff. But they would have been the 12th seed.
Right.
Because they're not, because technically we have like a Power 4 conference right now because the Pac-12's kind of dissolved. So you're going to have 5 conference winners, and then you'll have 7 at large. Most of them will probably be SEC and Big Ten. The only thing I don't like about it, though, I don't like how they're doing the structure 1 through 4, where it's the Big Ten, the ACC, the Big 12, and the SEC. If they win their conference, then they're guaranteed one of their 4 spots. Because I still love traditional college football, even though college football is trying its best to erode everything away from it. Notre Dame is an independent. They're the last independent. And so even if they go undefeated, and let's say you have a 2-loss Big 12 team, Notre Dame can't be ahead of them. The best that Notre Dame could ever be is a 5.
Gotcha.
And so I still think that if you're doing the top 4, the top 4 should be the top 4 teams. Whatever the rankings are should be the rankings. I don't like the idea of having the top 4 conference champions being the top 4, and then you're trying to figure out who's the best of those 4. Just let it be the best of the best. You're already going to get in there if you win your conference. So why are they that scared, I guess you could put it, as a conference to where like you need to guarantee yourself a top 4 spot? Mm-hmm. It is my only thought about
it. Mackenzie, any take on this?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Whenever I first heard the news, I didn't like the idea of that either, how the top 4 teams will get the top seeds. I don't know. I love watching college football, but I feel like the past few years and the past few seasons, like they're trying to go away and create all these new rules, and I just want it to stay how it is. I don't want it to turn into like the NFL. I feel like football is special itself with how everything is now. And so I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out this season. I just, like you said, perfectly. I just think that if a team is doing great and they're better and they're not in the top 4, yet they don't get one of the top seeds, like I feel like they should just be able to play it out, and that shouldn't just be handed to them.
Like even if like if we're talking about like the SEC, right? Okay, so you're from Kansas City, so you might be a Missouri Tiger fan because you're going to that school. So let's say that the Big 12, let's say they have a 2-loss Big 12 championship, right? So they're a 2-loss team. Yet Missouri, let's say Missouri goes undefeated but loses in the SEC championship game. So now they're a 1-loss SEC champion. But they're going to have to be 5 or 6 or whatever because a team from the Big 12 is just simply from the Big 12. It just doesn't make sense to me. Just put the 4 best teams in the top 4. You're already going to get an automatic bid if you win. It just seems silly to me, and it just reeks of money. They want to secure their spot with money, and like you said, it starts getting closer and closer to the NFL. And the pageantry of it, we're just losing the pageantry of college sports, and that really kind of sucks.
Nestor, anything you want to add?
No, Meaning, since you were talking about Notre Dame, didn't they have a representative that went to this?
Well,
that was a
they
part of that?
did, but
People were
I mean,
complaining about that. I'm like, why would you? I mean, they
well,
have to. They're kind of.
it's one representative from a university when you're dealing with like university presidents and conference people that are running those conferences. Those and so like they were gonna get short strawed from the moment, but I just think that part of the pageantry of college football is Notre Dame staying an independent, not having to join a conference. And so I kind of feel like college football is saying make a choice, because I know that the Big Ten wants Notre Dame in there. The ACC really wants them in there because they have to play a little bit of an ACC schedule, but they're not really part of the ACC outside of football. In other sports, they are. In the SEC, I don't think they want Notre Dame. They might want Notre Dame. I don't really know how you can be the Southeastern Conference and want somebody in Indiana. But this is the college football landscape that we're playing in right now. So, I mean, hell, the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference, just got Stanford and Cal. So I guess demographic doesn't matter anymore when it comes to college sports.
I bet you that meeting started at like 10 a.m. and they told Notre Dame it started at 4 p.m.
I saw some comments. They were like,
lockdown.
"Well, why did Notre Dame, have their representative there?" And somebody was like, "They're independent. Like, what do you want them to do? Like, why are you complaining?"
There's nothing they could do. So I think college football is just trying to. I think the conferences are trying to force their hand to get Notre Dame into a conference. They finally got BYU in there, all them and their many wives, but Notre Dame is the last one strong.
Well, Notre Dame, you keep fighting the good fight, and we will move on to the next topic, which, last but not least, Matthew Slater, Patriots' finest, retiring after 16 seasons in the NFL. He finally decided to hang it up. His old pal Bill left, and he said, all right, there's nothing left for me to do here at this point. Matthew Slater, he will be missed. Just what a huge impact he had on the Patriots organization and the Patriot way, and being just like a Swiss Army knife. And he was like the face of our special teams for pretty much that whole span. Just the precedent that he set and the leadership that he brought. He definitely felt like, like when people say Tom Brady embodied the Patriot way, I'd say Slater was just right there with him. 1B also embodying the Patriot way for sure. So he will be missed. Hope he enjoys his post-football career, whatever he decides to do. If any of you guys want to take the ball from here, what are you thinking about Matthew Slater hanging it up?
I would just say that I will always remember Slater being on Saved by the Bell when I was growing up as a kid. It was great watching him on that program. Anyone else think that he didn't have blackmail on Bill Belichick? Like, how do you stay 16 seasons and not be Tom Brady and stay on the Patriots? That man got rid of people 3 years earlier than they ever needed to get rid of. Like, what does Slater have on Bill that we didn't know about? And that's why he's retiring. He's like, man, I ain't gonna earn a roster spot. with Gerard Mayo because Mayo knows. Mayo knows. And so I don't know. I mean, congratulations, 16 years. Not many people last 16 years in the NFL, especially on special teams.
Right.
That's wild. I mean, he has to have some sort of love child with one of Belichick's kids. Like, he has to. Like, it has to be. There's something there that we're going to uncover at some point. 16 years on special teams? Really? Like, when Bill was just getting rid of everybody, he's like, nah, man, you got 5 years left. You can go. And then the moment Bill's gone, he's like, peace, guys. So he definitely lost his leverage. I don't know what that leverage is, but I expect Mackenzie to figure it out. She'll be a sports journalist. And we're going to uncover what it was. He looks guilty. It looks guilty. It's his smile, not the color of his skin. Stop it, Jalen. It's his smile. He looks guilty. 16 years. I don't trust it.
Hey, something's going on. We'll figure it out.
There you go.
I'll figure it out for you, actually. No, but I'm happy for him. He had such a successful career, and I wish him nothing but the best in his retirement. But yeah, that was a while. He had a great run, and being able to work under Belichick and all of the coaching staff and the Patriots just in their era, I'm really happy for him. And he got to witness a lot of different eras of football and see it all. And like you guys said, like lasting that long for special teams, like he was awesome and he was so talented. And I know that he made an impact on a lot of players and he was such a great coach. So I'm really happy for him.
See, that is the difference between somebody that wants a future in sports journalism and somebody that doesn't care. That was a very good take.
So, Jalen, quick question, and there's a reason why I'm asking this. Does he get Hall of Fame?
No.
Hey.
The reason I'm asking.
Tackling people?
Hold on. The reason I'm asking is because one of the people that they mention throughout NFL history that he should be in the Hall of Fame is
I already forgot his name. What's his name?
Steve Tasker.
No, not Bills. Steve Tasker. Okay, first of all, he played for the Bills and he was white. What's this guy's name?
He was Pro Bowler seven times. So and this man Slater 10. So
okay,
there's gonna be that question that down the line. And if he doesn't get in there, what do you have to do as a what is it, a gunner?
Special teamer?
Yeah, what do you have to be to get into the Super Bowl?
What do you have to be better at football than your only position is being the gunner on special teams.
He did catch a few.
In the NFL.
He was also thrown into the offense kind of here and there early on. But, I don't know.
Never.
If I take off my Patriots hat, no.
Okay.
I mean, people are already on the fence if Edelman is a Hall of Famer.
No, you're right. Back in 2011, he had one reception for 46 yards. So we might as well get that bust going. I don't
Hall of Famer.
I'll be there.
Like I know you would be. Yeah, and he also had 2 carries for 11 yards. I don't even know a way that I could figure out how many tackles this man had. You want to know why? Because he is on the roster for the Patriots as a wide receiver. So there's no stats for what he did on special teams. So how can you go into the Hall of Fame?
That's Bill for you, so.
1 catch for 46 yards, yet he was a wide receiver for the Patriots for 16 years. Blackmail! You know something.
Jesus.
All right. Matthew Slater, enjoy your retirement. That's all we're trying to say.
Have fun, Slater. Love you on Saved by the Bell.
That will do it for the first half of this week's show. Mackenzie, thank you so much for taking the time out of your evening to join us hooligans here for an hour or so. If you want to find Mackenzie's work, you can find her X link down in the description below. See what she is posting there. And besides that, we're going to go to a break. And on the other side, we will have G Money, community comments, and the Ride or Dime 5. So sit tight.
Mackenzie, we will see you after next year's parade. Chiefs win it again because I am no longer betting against Patrick Mahomes. Not gonna happen.
See you
I will
guys
see
soon.
you in the
Repeat.
in the
What happened?
Dolphins Super Bowl.
No one's time
Yes.
traveling with you back. That's
All right, we'll see you guys in a bit.
and Marino couldn't even win you a Super Bowl. Stop it.
After further review will be starting in 5 minutes. Use this time to grab a drink so you can enjoy the show to the fullest. We hope you enjoy the podcast.
Sometimes art is prophetic, and sometimes I don't know how to offset it. The words too authentic to constantly do what I do and augment it. Y'all talk a big game, can't tell if y'all meant it. As seconds turns to minutes, the ticking will tell all. Will you hold firm or steadily fall? Will you conform with the ways of the world, or will you give the world everything that you are? Make them fuckers move around you, kinda like sound do. Break out of everything that they had you bound to. You got knocked down, ho, get ready for round two. It's round two. Get ready for round two. Come back, run rap, run laps around these cats, jump back, kiss myself, still keeping me intact. Weird and black, they for that, hold up, steer it back. Weird and black, they revere that. Yup, you hear that?
Turnstile, switch it up. Young nigga raised hard, he learned not to give a fuck. Young nigga came far, still never give enough. Coming with the flavor, delicious, so she lick it up. Bust down, stick it up, I put it down, so pick it up. Scud town, saviors, done some till he shift to musk. Stench so stank that the shit compares soft to us. Crud so dank, make your face much dripping, cuz club go shake when the bass gets to hitting ya. They ain't really hearing us, but they gon' feel something when the way is paved clear enough. I don't fear nothing but the fate is God really not. Well, fuck it, got the world in my hands, and that's real enough. Fuck it, got the world in my hands, gold forms to touch. Might just spend it all one time to give it all to us. Yeah, give it all to us.
Yeah, this that hip hop body rock, hardcore karate chop, neo-Nazi nasty, not feel it in my chest. best. How could you wear that name? Must be automatic shame. He's an automatic lame. Heard it from the best. Fresh flow, let's go. Plus I got a lot of heart. It's necessary when you dabble in this art. Grab canvas, paint picture, use them acrylics. Paint a picture so vivid, the people gotta feel it like the Kaaba. Lyrics bear fruit like guava. Words spilling out of my brain like lava. Spills out the top of a volcano, and they know that A-Right is not the one to play no. I'm Kano in Mortal Kombat, cause the lyrics like blades. Aim it at your jugular when I'm on stage. Until you heard me spit, homie, you ain't heard rage. On another chapter, so turn a turn. Okay, got that out my system. A-Right on another planet, dog, you must have missed them. When I do it, how I do it's of my own volition. Go make my destination even in the worst condition. My crew's the Blues Brothers, cause you know we on a mission. Eternity of roses, I make bumping in your system. I mean, banging in it, I'm still hanging in it. I got a gang of wisdom, I got a gang of rhythms. I got a lot of soul, I found the pot of gold. I'm wrapping that shit up, gon' sell it to the globe. I got some game to give them, they don't really want, but they really need it. And I want you to succeed, I want you to be free. I want you to remove every obstacle from being what you truly wanna be. I truly wanna see, and I can only lead by example. So here's a sample for me, so get up.
And we are back. Second half of the show. We are joined by none other, the infamous G Money. What's going on?
Gentlemen, just back up here in the cold, rainy PNW. Damn. Didn't think I'd say I'd miss Florida because it was cold when I was down there. A lot colder than I expected. But still warmer than up here where it's like 45 and raining.
Eesh. That's no fun.
Ew.
Well, I mean, G Money did get to experience some time out on my patio where I can close the curtains and we get the fire pit going. Forget that park. I don't have a fire pit this apartment because it's not allowed. So disregard what I just said. But it would stay pretty warm out here, and we got this.
Let's stay warm.
The hypothetical fire pit.
Hypothetical, just like Nestor's in Sarasota.
Right.
But
Exactly.
we had some construction paper that we cut into flames and some twigs we put there, and it looked like a fire pit.
Looked like a fire
Some
pit.
neon lights that kind of flickered back and forth.
Yes, everyone loves neon lights. Hey, we need to take a shot here. So
Yes.
a shot.
Let's cheers, you guys. This rest of this Yingling.
Cheers.
Hey, G Money, what are you sipping on?
Bottle and bonded, Jack Daniels.
Nice.
I realized I had a little bit left for me to kill.
I got Jack Daniels bottom bonded.
There we are, see?
Oh, you guys drinking the same thing, huh?
Well, he brought a bottle down for me. I've been sipping on a little
Look
bit.
at that. All right, so let's get into the community comments for this week. One of which we're really just going to jump right over, which was unfortunately our all-star team picks. Nobody decided to vote, so we will never know whose team was the best.
There was a comment. If
There
anyone wants to know the comment.
Isn't that the second question?
Right, I just
The first
wanted
one-
just to put that off the bat.
Oh,
Chris
Go
said,
on.
"How about none of them?" And then Nestor replied, "Edgy."
I think
but
you're
I had
winning
the best
that team.
team. I had the best team. Let's stop.
I mean,
it.
He's a
were people
Halliburton
just
fan.
pissed because their players weren't in part of the All-Star game? I mean,
It was
I can't
game.
believe they put KD in there and they didn't put. It's like, just shut the fuck up.
I would
You're a
just
fan.
say
You could have voted.
we've never put together a roster on this show before, or that I have not been a part of, that I did not win. So let's just go ahead and give me the de facto win on that one, even though they didn't. Vote. Just go with history, people.
Okay.
Just go with history.
Let's move into the next comment here. I'm not sure how I have it listed on the rundown, but I'm just going to. Oh yeah,
Well,
so
the
the
first
All-Star
one we had was what do we
weekend.
think of the All-Star weekend?
Right. So the All-Star weekend, what people thought. On a scale of 1 to 10, I gave it a 6. For the folks on TikTok, TD, shout out to TD, friend of the show. He says, "I didn't enjoy it, but I respect the process." Draft Madness says, "The dunk contest be killing the rating. Go get some nobody YouTube dunkers and put some money up for them."
Okay.
There you
It's
go.
not a bad idea.
There you go.
All right.
Trey, you the bastard, says, "Make the All-Star game weigh towards all NBA considerations." Also not a bad idea.
Up there, Jon Snow, you bastard.
Matthew says, three-point contest was great. Everything else sucked. Adam Holland says it was weak. Dunk contest was bad. Game was bad. Steph versus the WNBA player was the best part. Tyler says low-key garbage, honestly. And then Kyle says All-Star game was horrible.
Wasn't it Sabrina? What's her name with the WNBA? God, what is her name when New York?
I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's good.
She's a legend. How do you not know her last name?
All right, Nestor. How
What
do
do you think her last name is?
I don't have a clue.
Ionescu.
Out here being misogynistic. What is it? Sabrina what?
It's
Sabrina McClung.
It's Ionescu.
Yeah,
Ionescu.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm surprised that nobody actually remembers that name because it's that goddamn complicated. Anyway, she actually is great in the WNBA. Get that. So somebody's saying that the 3-point contest was the best. She would have beaten Dame Lillard or tied him.
Right.
The 3-point contest.
It's crazy.
Dame Lillard would have been tied with a woman in the 3-point contest. Steph Curry was sweating his balls off. That man's sack was so goddamn sweaty. After that, you couldn't lose to her. You couldn't do it. Almost happened. And Caitlin Clark actually beats his ass, and that's actually scary. So if we're going to talk about from 1 to 10, I'm going to give it a 1. And wondering why I'm going to give it a 1? First of all, defense. Anybody ever heard of it?
Nope.
Defense is like basketball is played 2 different styles. There's an offense and there's a defense. Much like every other fucking sport that's ever played the game. Yet in the All-Star game in basketball, they're like, nah, man, we ain't doing it. There's almost 400 points scored in the All-Star game. It was a glorified shoot-around. Fucking ridiculous. And if anyone, like, the best thing about the NBA All-Star game was, like, Jokic and Doncic, like, trying to jerk each other off at half court every time they were smiling at each other. That was cute. So that was wonderful. But the only thing that was good about the NBA All-Star game was introducing the LED court.
Yeah.
That's it. The LED court. We need this in every arena in the NBA. The LED court. I mean, it was phenomenal. The things that they could do. And I think within the next 5 years, every NBA arena will have it. Maybe outside the ones that also share rinks with hockey, because I gotta think there's going to be some moisture issues there. But the money that you could save by having an LED court and changing that when you're doing the City Connect or all that other bullshit things that people wanted to do to sell more jersey, memorabilia, make more money, that court was awesome. So I love the LED court, but that's really the only thing I loved about it. Everything else was garbage. Jaylen Brown could not have embarrassed the Boston Celtics than Lynn Bias dying of a coke overdose. Played a fucking game with his participation in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
Sir, just be the backseat the rest of the time that you are a Celtic.
Golly.
You're a bitch for what you did in that dunk contest. You were the only all-star.
Right.
You were the only bitch in that. That made me so fucking mad. I mean, he did let me miss it by 3 feet. What are we doing?
Oh, man.
To come out dressed like Batman and dunked on somebody, he'd have won it.
Right.
He would have won it.
Yep.
Because of the whole Gotham Knight in the Myth. Like, why am I not on his entourage with his creative marketing team? Like, why do they let him go out there and do what he did? Like, forget the hat right now. I'll take the hat off. I would, but I'm balding. But why am I not on his creative team with what you need to do? If you dunk a basketball wearing a Batman costume, at this point with the dunk contest, you're winning it if you do that. Cape and all, Gotham Knight, dunk it over the Joker. I don't give a shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
Yeah, that
We
was
get
the biggest.
Kid
the-
will never be more famous in his life than what he did in high school basketball.
Yeah, that was the biggest
We've all seen the
disappointment.
mixtapes in high school basketball with this kid. He'll never be more famous than that, but he's won it 2 times now. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. How is it even possible that someone who's not playing in the NBA, didn't play in the NBA last year, why don't you just invite people from like one of your viewers said from YouTube? Invite, just have an open invite.
Right.
10 grand, and yeah, you'd get more creativity, because it seems to me that NBA players lost their creativity. They don't want to do it. They participate, but they don't want to do it, and they don't want to try something new and injure themselves. And that's probably another reason they don't play defense in the game, is because, well, I could get injured. So yeah, so it's going to be an unwritten rule. We don't play defense, so we don't injure anybody. Anybody wants to go to the hoop, we let them go. And in the slam dunk thing, yeah, I should like jump over a car, the Batmobile. I should jump over the Batmobile and dunk it.
Fucking
See? Shit like that. I mean, you don't see...
Griffin jumped over a Kia. If he jumped over a Batmobile and dunked a basketball, are you fucking kidding me? The fact that a white guy won the dunk contest 2 years in a row, I'm sorry, Jalen. Dumbass people don't get to talk about reparations anymore. You don't get any reparations. There's no more reparations after allowing a white kid that's 5'0" to win the dunk contest 2 years in a row. It's done. You had your chance.
I mean,
it's over.
I mean, how? Yeah, I gotta agree with Mail. The only 2 things I liked about All-Star Weekend was the LED court. I thought that was innovative. I liked it. I could see it making the NBA or NBA teams money with doing advertising every 45 seconds, right? And I liked the 3-point shooting with the WNBA, NBA. Other than that, it's all garbage. Just hell, I didn't even watch the All-Star game because I'm like, nah, they're not going to play defense. I took the over in total points, because I knew they weren't playing defense. But man, it was just
the
ugly.
only thing that happened in the All-Star game was a couple of Europeans just jerking each other off the whole goddamn game between Jokic and Jokic.
And if I wanted to watch that, there are channels.
Yeah, there are. I don't know. I really do love the LED court, though. LED court.
I do too.
But if I have to ask you guys this question, you can keep putting people in the 3-point contest because it always stays the same, right? But the dunk contest. We talk about lack of creativity, but how much more creativity can we... I'm just...
Right.
Is it dead?
Yeah.
I mean, I think LeBron James killed it. The moment LeBron James in his prime never participated in it, I thought it was dead. Because we have a bunch of no-name people playing in it, participating. You have all the... can you guys name the last 5 slam dunk contest winners?
God, no.
I guarantee you could. I guarantee
Did he win the last 2?
But I guarantee you could. But I guarantee you could in the 80s.
Aaron Gordon had a few, I think.
No, Aaron Gordon never won.
Or he lost to.
Michael Jordan, Spud Webb.
Aaron Gordon has the most perfect dunks in the slam dunk contest history, but has never actually fucking won it. That's wild. But the people like G Money, Spud Webb, Dominique Wilkins, Michael Jordan. These people won it back in the 80s. We remember in the 90s
Vince Carter.
Of the Vince Carters and those that did it. But now, in the last 20 years, who has notably won the dunk contest in the last 20 years?
Well, I heard it's going to get better next year because they're going to have actually WNBA stars, and they're going to lower the height of
Are they doing layups? Are we doing that now?
Well, there are a couple of girls that can dunk.
Christ.
Guys,
Yeah, they just
dunk in the WNBA like 20 years ago. That was great.
That's true.
No, actually, last season.
What are those
Oh.
But you
toys?
don't watch the WNBA, so you don't know.
Fisher
But
Price.
yeah, I mean-
net.
I don't know.
There's only one person, but it's one person. I mean,
There you go.
you know.
You guys know those plastic basketball courts for kids?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Fisher
Oh,
Price
Nestor.
ones.
Okay, Nestor, save the things that are going to get us canceled for me. Let
No,
me
I heard it's gonna be there for like kids too. So we're gonna have like a very inclusive
say that.
That was
environment.
saving grace.
Probably dunk on that. That's great.
I mean, but
Yeah, but no, the best thing that we got going for us with the All-Star weekend is the LED court, and let's put some WNBA and some NBA shooters against each other with a 3-point contest. So next year they're going to have Curry, and they're probably going to have Dame matched up with Sabrina and Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin.
Probably Caitlin, yeah. They're probably going to do that. But the only other thing that I will mention about the NBA All-Star Weekend that I do think that Dame Lillard, even though he's had a trash-ass season, and he was asked who was starting 5 All-Star team that he would love to play with, and he may or may not have left off Giannis, which he did. Which is wonderful because 2 years ago when he said what player could help you win an NBA championship, and his response was Giannis, but now 2 years later he left him off his all-time starting 5. He put Bam Adebayo on that roster. Didn't he put in Jokic?
Yes.
How do you not even put in the fucking Joker on that list?
Come on, Dame. You should have went to
Damn.
the Heat. Come on, Dame. It's so hope.
Dame, I believe, is the first player to ever win the 3-point contest and win All-Star MVP. I think he's the first one to ever do it. I think he is. So history was made in All-Star Weekend, which I think maybe 15,000 people watched it. So congratulations.
Somebody else, it's gonna pay me that I don't remember his username, but he made a response. He made a video response, and he was basically saying that part of the reason it was so bad was that Indiana was just a fucking like a morgue. Like they were not very into any of these competitions. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there was no like crowd noise, no oohs and ahs for anything. Even when the Pacer players were trying to get the crowd involved, it was like you could barely hear them. So he was putting it on the fact that Indiana was just a bad all-star city.
It is a bad all-star city.
No, Indiana loves basketball. They're all about basketball. Put a better product on the court. Have better things happen. Indiana has nothing better than snow and basketball and inbred. That's all they got. They got sleeping with your sister, basketball, and snow. Like, that's all Indiana has.
I mean,
and
but that basketball isn't all that good.
But it used
I mean,
to
the
be.
Pacers aren't that good.
But it
In the
used to
80s, I mean,
they were going
maybe
to
in
the,
the- maybe in the 90s.
championship against the Heat. Everybody remembers Lance Stevenson blowing in LeBron's ear with his weird ass sexual shit. No, they were good. Even in the 90s with Reggie Miller, they were good. But Indiana loves basketball. But you got to put a better product on the court. You didn't put a good product on the court. What was there to ooh and ah about and celebrate? It was a shoot around. You were 6 points shy or 4 points shy at 200 points or 400 points.
You don't think the 3-point contest deserved a little more crowd involvement?
No, I don't, because you didn't have the best 3-point shooters out there.
You don't think Steph versus Sabrina deserved a little more crowd involvement?
I think no, because Steph versus WNBA. Like, you got cool at the end because there was a little bit of, wow, Steph might lose it. Oh, that's so great. But no, like, it's a gimmick. Isn't that a gimmick?
It is. I don't disagree.
Like
with
the
that.
NBA All-Star Week is suffering from the same thing that the NFL is it's all a gimmick. But nobody wants to play.
Right.
And that's actually on the players. And that's what really pisses me off. Is there is a disrespect from players to fans. Because you have one opportunity to give the fans a show. And you want to hot dog it, just bland it out, and just be ridiculous and do the bare minimum. Like, that's such a slap in the face. The people that buy the packages to watch the NBA game, the people that keep cable when they have no other reason to keep cable other than sports, to the people that actually go to the games, you're being so disrespectful to the fan just because you're not making money, even though you have an enterprise in which to make money because of the fandom of the people that support the fucking teams you play for. So, yeah, I think that the NBA has a much bigger issue than the NFL. Because at least in the NFL, you're like, yeah, maybe you shouldn't be Sean Taylor obliterating a
Right.
punter on a fake punt. Maybe you shouldn't do that. But you don't have cataclysmic injuries happening in the NBA. Play some fucking defense. Stop being bitches. Like,
They're not gonna.
man.
But-
It sucks. Like,
but-
it pisses me off. It
But
really
they're
does.
not going to play defense.
So
I mean,
disrespectful.
When was the last All-Star game you watched where defense was being played, where each team didn't score at least 150 points?
But even Kobe Bryant called out the All-Star game, saying that he had better defense in a UCLA pickup game. Like, and that's what I'm talking about, to where give the fans a show. Don't just show up. Fucking participate.
Well, they are. They're giving them an offensive show, but they're not
Yeah.
going to play defense. And they haven't played defense in, God, at least 15 years.
But there's no reason not to play defense.
Yes, there is.
You're not in an
Yes.
adverse injury rate of playing defense in the NBA like you are in the NFL when they were doing the Pro Bowl, which they're not anymore, which the NBA is probably going to stop doing. Like, make it a fucking game.
They're not
Like-
going to. I mean, it's unfortunate, but they're not going to.
But
It's
they're
not going to be like the
They are
80s or the
bunch of
90s.
Bitches.
It's going to be a score fest. And if you're betting on the All-Star game, you should always bet the over, because
And-
you know it.
I understand that I'm talking about a bunch of people that could whoop my ass if I was ever standing in front of them, but they are a bunch of bitches for the performance that they put out year in and year out at the NBA All-Star game. Like, nobody, like, how can you excuse it? It's just, it's not even fun to watch. And you're there to celebrate the league. You make millions upon millions of dollars being able to play this game, and you can't put yourself in a position to provide a better effort. Like, go fuck
No.
yourself.
I
Like,
used to
you're
watch
no,
the
that-
dunk contest,
you're
but this
you're
it's
the
not even
low.
a
No,
gimmick.
no,
Right.
you're the lowest of the low, and you're a bunch of bitches, and you're just there for the money at this point. Like,
Well, and
there's
you don't even get. I mean,
NBA All-Star game that is just there for the love of the game. Like, I really do think that Kobe was the last one. I really think
Yeah.
Kobe was the last one.
Seems like
Everybody else is, well, I need to be there to protect myself, or I need to, this, or sponsorship, or I can't be embarrassed if someone goes up for a dunk and they posterize me
it.
in an
Right.
All-Star game. Like, you're just bitches. A bunch of goddamn vaginas running up and down the fucking court at this point.
Oh,
Just
but,
a
you
bunch
know.
of pussies. Just a bunch of flapping fucking
All
VJs.
right.
Shut up. Fucking hate
come on,
these-
Malin, really, tell us how you really feel.
I'm
I
telling
think
you,
you're holding back a bit. I
I
think you're holding back just a bit.
I think it's stupid what they do with the NBA All-Star game. It's just, goddamn. Play a little
See, that's
bit
why I
of
don't watch it.
Just a
I mean,
little bit.
I don't watch it anymore. I mean, I definitely don't watch the Pro Bowl. The only All-Star game I watch now is Major League Baseball. The only game I watch. Other than that, not hockey, because nobody body checks anybody. They break it into a 3-on-3. I'm like, and the NBA has been this way for some time. It really has.
It's been for a long time.
Yeah, and it's not going to change. That's the thing. It will not change because players don't want to take the chance of getting injured, so they won't play any defense. Whether you think they're going to get injured or not, they're not going to take the chance. That's just the way that is. And they should probably, in all reality, they should do away with the dunk contest. I mean, when you've got someone who is not in the NBA winning it 2 years in a row, just get rid of it. I mean, because there's no reason for it. And you're not getting, in the 80s and at least in the mid-90s, you had all-stars, I mean, true all-stars in the dunk contest. You look forward to it. I'm old enough to know that, I look forward to watching Michael versus Dominique.
And Spud
Webb, because you could just see
that one year.
Spud Webb. It was rigged. That was rigged.
Okay, but
pretty sure.
At the end of the day, everything that I've said, because I got a lot of people like cringing about what I'm saying right now. Raise your hand if you think the NBA players should put forth a better effort in the NBA All-Star game.
Oh, for sure.
I think they should do away with the NBA All-Star game. Just do away with it.
They're a bunch of flying vaginas. Because it's not doing it. It's just fucking stupid. I outside of the LED court, it was just dumb. I can't get behind it anymore with all of this just placating and like if you don't want to be there, don't be there.
Right.
Let someone else take the spot that's actually going to play. The NFL does that. People did get out in the NFL for different reasons, and other people got in there and they took it seriously.
Yeah.
So do that in the NBA if you don't want to do it, but stop it with trying to put on this show that nobody wants to look at.
The organization brought this upon themselves, and it's going to get worse.
They did. You're right.
Totally agree.
I know we got to move on, Jalen.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm going to get us canceled.
We
spent a lot of time on that, on how bad it was.
Vaginas and stuff. That was probably a little bit too much.
Let's make this last comment brief here. So this is just kind of like a preview of a larger video that's coming next week. But I basically just asked you guys at home why Phillip Rivers never won a Super Bowl. And one person said, Peter said Spanos in all caps. Fair enough. Cigar Chris said Tom Brady. Connie said lost to Brady 3 times, Manning 2 times, Big Ben once. Dragon X says real reason he played when Brady, Big Ben, and Manning represented the AFC 16 out of the 18 seasons. Garrett says he played for the Chargers. And then
well,
Holden says he had no nut in him. Bro has 47 kids.
No. Okay.
That could be true.
It might be the bolo tie too. Okay, but can I defend Phillip Rivers for a second here?
Please do.
Okay. Now, first of all, 47 kids. That's
he had what, 12? I mean, his wife was pumping out kids like every 9 months.
That is
at some point she should have just said no.
That is a strong libido, and if a man that can wear a bolo tie can push out that many kids with a hot wife, God bless you. So I will go ahead and say that for starters. God bless you, Phillip. Okay. I think that it is threefold. Okay, first off, your head coach for the best years of your life from Marty Schottenheimer, which came up small, coaching in big games. How do I know this? He was head coach of the Browns when they lost every important game that would allow them to go to the Super Bowl in the 80s. He was the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. So they had Marcus Allen and they had Joe Montana, and they came up small several times in the 90s with Marty Schottenheimer. So now you get with the Chargers, and you got people like LaDainian Tomlinson. You got Phillip Rivers. And you still can't. Now, they went 14-2 one year, lost in divisional round to the Patriots. I think, honestly, the number one reason why he never went to a Super Bowl is injury. And when I say injury, there was 1 year that they were playing New England. I can't remember the fucking year off the top of my head, but LaDainian Tomlinson.
That was
had a
when
torn
it
ACL.
was 2007 when the Patriots were undefeated.
He had a messed up ACL. And Phillip Rivers played on a torn ACL.
Yep.
He played an entire fucking football game trying to get his team in there, but the best player on that offense couldn't play. What's unfortunate about the Chargers is that it seems like when they have the best rosters, there's always a reason why they can't get over the hump when it comes to the playoffs. That happened with the 80s, with the Windlows and the Fouts and stuff. I know they made it to the Super Bowl with Stan Humphries and Natron Means. They got their ass kicked by the 49ers. But that 1 year, I honestly believe, Jalen, you could not agree with me or not, but I think the Chargers were a better team than the Patriots. If you had a healthy LaDainian Tomlinson and a healthy Phillip Rivers, that game is different. It's just different.
I don't think they were the better team, but I do think they would have won because the Patriots played a bad game. Because Tom Brady turned the ball over like 3 times that game.
Injuries always ended up playing a factor in Phillip Rivers' career.
Yes.
And he was always going into the playoffs with everybody hurt around him.
Yep.
Like
or
he's
he was
the
hurt
Dan
and
Fouts.
just kept
Like,
playing.
Yeah, like he's to the Chargers what Dan Fouts was to the Chargers back in the 80s. Like you just couldn't get over the hump. And so I think it's one coaching, Marty Schottenheimer, you can't coach a big game. You come up against people like, Brady, Manning, fuck Big Ben. He wasn't that great. Shut up. But then you have injuries when it matters most. The fact that LaDainian Tomlinson couldn't even play in that game, like you have, so I think it's mainly injuries. I think he should have gone to a Super Bowl. I think he was great enough to go to a Super Bowl. I think it sucks that he didn't get to go to. I think it was a great personality for the league.
Yeah.
He's a great man.
Mm-hmm.
Been married to the same woman for, however many years. I mean, like G Money said, he's got 47 kids. Wears a bolo tie. That takes confidence. But I just think injuries is probably the biggest thing. But Marty Schottenheimer also cannot coach in a big game. Could never do it. Ever. In the history of his coaching career. Always fucked it up in the playoffs.
Yeah. All right. So folks at home, stay tuned for the full video for that. Comes out next week. But let's get into the ride or die in 5 as we come out of the comments here. So last week, all of our picks were all-star weekend picks, and we did god awful. I want to say a couple of us went 1-4, and the rest of us went 0-5.
And Jalen, that was rough though. Yes. It was a bad all-star week.
Yeah. So I did not count any of those picks towards our actual records because
that was rough.
Just
that was good.
Why?
It was ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, just straight up ugly.
Just all around bad.
Nothing good.
So everything stayed the same record-wise from last week. Let's just get right into the first game here. So tomorrow night, NBA makes its return from this All-Star pause. 8 o'clock, we have the Clippers at the Thunder. G Money, we will start with you, sir.
I like the Thunder. I do. They were my dark horse when we began this season. I think Clippers are my surprise team because all their big players are still healthy. I mean, at some point, you're going to see Leonard, George, and probably Harden go down for 10, 15 games. But I do. I like the Thunder. You look at them and you go like, well, okay, who do they have? So they have SGA. They got Holmgren, who, last year looked like a survivor of POW camp. This year he's put some weight on, and he's not breaking. But I do. I like the Thunder. So give me the Thunder. Give me the Thunder.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm going to agree. The Thunder at home are very tough to beat. The Clippers have been excellent this season, but the Thunder at home are just really, really hard to pick against. So I will take OKC. Malin.
Yeah, at this point, I'm calling them the Oklahoma City Auschwitz. I don't know what they're feeding these people. Put some weight on, for God's sakes. I mean, I looked at SGA, and he looked like an anorexic Hannibal Lecter during the All-Star game. That was disconcerting to me. But God, I don't like you, Jalen, for making me pick the Thunder on this because you know how much I hate the Thunder for losing my songs. I don't like you for this.
Thunder's legacy run.
But I'm picking the Thunder because I think that the concentration camp, Oklahoma City, can beat the Clippers with their weak-ass injury-prone selves. I'm going to go ahead and take OKC. I'm going to throw up after this episode. Disgusting.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Man, the LA Clippers have won 6 straight away games. And I hear
Just stop it. You're going to
on the roster, one of the players is going to be wearing
You're
PlayStation
picking OKC.
shoes.
Stop it.
PlayStation shoes with the blue colorway. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma City for this one.
With the blue colorway.
I knew. I love what Nestor did.
Oh my God. All right, next game we've got the Bucks at the Timberwolves. This one's Sunday night, or my bad, Friday night at 10 p.m. I will go first here. I'm going to take the Timberwolves at home. The Bucks still have Doc Rivers. We've seen how that's gone so far. And the Timberwolves have only lost 5 games at home this year. So they're the best in the West for a reason. I say they pick up where they left off before the break. So I will take Minnesota. Malin.
I mean, listen. Dame doesn't want to play with Giannis, if you count his top 5 right now. And Doc Rivers is being who Doc Rivers is, living on reputation alone. Since he won a championship with us, like how many people can live off the coattails of one season?
Right.
The way that this man was. Like, if I could get paid off of the way I was back in 2008, holy shit. But this man keeps getting paid. So, you know what? Good for them. I'm glad we'll be able to sweep them in the playoffs. So I'm going Minnesota. Better team. Milwaukee. Giannis is probably going to punch out Dame in the locker room. Be like, what are you doing? You wanted me on the team and now you're talking shit? What's going to happen? So,
Nestor.
go ahead and take 5 minutes.
Hopefully, Giannis decides to go to the Heat in the near future after he realizes there's nothing else to do in this Milwaukee team. Yeah, give me the Timberwolves. Milwaukee's going through a tough time, and they're not very good away either. Just in general, just bad. So yeah, Timberwolves.
And G Money.
Yeah. Milwaukee's 3-7 in the last 10 games. They are 12-14 on the road. And let's not kid ourselves. Doc Rivers is the Josh McDaniels of the NBA.
Oh,
Give
well,
me
hey, at least Doc won
the
something.
Timberwolves.
Damn.
Jesus.
Well, so does Josh McDaniels with the Patriots.
Coordinator. At least Doc actually won.
And I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, did he though? Because
He did.
or did he just kind of? Did he? Did he though? I mean, I just
He was the head
I mean,
coach.
because he couldn't win with Blake Griffin and CP3 in their prime. He couldn't win after he left there, and he couldn't win more than one. He got
he's
the one,
still-
and that was it.
Okay,
But-
you're putting
I-
me
And so did Josh.
I don't
You
like
defend Doc Rivers.
and to defend Doc Rivers. See, this is what he does. This is what Money does. He puts me in a position to defend people that I don't want to defend. Like, yes, he
So-
underachieved in Boston, but he still won an NBA championship in Boston.
So the comparison that
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
put him with Josh McDaniels.
Yeah.
Josh
If you
McDaniels
guys
never won
remember
shit outside
Keeping It Real,
outside of
he was on our
Belichick.
show several weeks ago, but Keeping It Real compared Doc Rivers' NFL comparison is John Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson is James Harden.
No. No.
Oh.
No. No. That's even messed up.
I mean, Doc Rivers has had stars everywhere he's gone. I mean,
okay, but he still
does not win.
He still deserves a little bit of respect for taking on
Mm,
Ray Allen.
yes, that's right. So he had
in
Ray
winning
Allen, KD, and who else?
and
You know,
Ron- the first
No,
year.
no, he lucked into that. No, that was a straight up luck in. He lucked the fuck in on that. I mean, no, he gets nothing for that. Nothing.
Nothing.
I give him
Nothing.
you know,
I am a little
Nothing.
crazy. No, there's been a lot of super teams. Did Spoelstra win with the Heat the first year? With LeBron James and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh? No, he didn't.
Yeah.
But
Nope, but they went to
Doc
4
Rivers did.
NBA championships and won 2. You guys went to 1.
No,
no, he
we
was
went
two.
to 2.
What's it, two?
We went to 2.
Did you? Did you?
We did.
Oh, see that.
We lost to the Lakers in 1.
Let's go.
Didn't we?
Yeah, beat the Lakers once, lost them once. Fair enough.
Yes, that's right.
Speaking of the Celtics,
Next.
little detour
Boston.
there.
Taking Boston.
Saturday night, Boston
Yeah.
going to the Garden.
That's not there.
I'm also taking the Celtics here. Nestor,
Boston.
all right, Angie Money.
You hear the way you said
Yeah, they're the best team in the NBA right now. Definitely Boston. They're probably choking the playoffs, but they're the best team in the NBA right now.
What
We
is
all
going on?
We all picked Boston, by the way.
Sunday
He was
afternoon.
trying to get me riled up and it's working.
Give me the Boston money line.
He's trying to get us canceled. That's what he's doing.
Sunday
Yes,
afternoon, we have the Lakers going to Phoenix. Nestor, who do you like here?
This is a mess, but I like Phoenix more. They're the hotter team right now. I mean, I guess. So, yeah, give me the Suns. Everybody's healthy, at least.
G Money?
Yeah, I think this would be a close game. I don't know what the point spread is on it, but I'm going to take Phoenix. I think it'll be close. I think it'll come down to the end, and I think Phoenix holds on. But I'm like 51% Phoenix, so I got to go Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm also going to go with Phoenix just for the simple fact that they are the better basketball team. Like the Lakers, and they clearly are. It's not like it's very close. The Lakers are, I think, just barely a play-in team as of right now. So the Suns at home, they should take care of their business. I just hope this is a entertaining game. I hope neither team runs away with this. I hope everybody's playing. No one's sitting out. We've already had a break, so everybody should be ready to go. Yeah, give me the Suns at home. Malin?
Damn, Phoenix. Lakers are just... I'm going to be nice. I'm just going to take...
There you go.
I have nothing good to say about the load management. Someone's going to sit out at the Lakers right after the All-Star. It's probably going to be...
Yeah, that's fine. Like
Tomorrow
Like
night.
right after
AD.
the All-Star break, one of the Lakers is going to sit out. And it's going to really piss me
Golly.
off.
Jesus.
I'm taking Phoenix. Sons
All
of
right.
bitches.
So far, I just want to say all of our NBA picks, we've all agreed. So
Wow.
there's that.
Well, no movement.
Yeah.
Jalen's doing this on purpose. He doesn't want me to catch him. I'm still going to. Still going to have him.
Last pick.
Because on my side.
Capital One's the match. They are doing a little spin-off here.
How are we even?
Monday night, we've got Lexi Thompson and Rose Zhang versus Rory McIlroy and Max Homa. Folks, Capital One taking a page out of the NBA's All-Star book. So we saw how successful that was.
Fucking stupid. Give me Rory and Max all day. What are we doing?
Okay, Nestor.
It's a tough one.
Oh yeah, go ahead and be cute. We all know we're taking Rory.
I'm taking Rory and home.
Everyone's taking Rory, except maybe G
Well,
Money because
hold on. Hold on.
Here.
G Money.
You're
No,
not.
I'm taking Rory because I don't know who the fuck the other people are. No fucking clue who they are. I mean,
Rose Yang. It sounds like a fucking wine. What are we doing?
it is pretty short wise.
Is that Rose?
I
Oh God.
You're taking Rory too, Jalen. Why is this? Why are we even doing this?
I suppose I am, but I could be different.
No, you're
Just-
You
not.
could.
Just cause.
Do
Not
it.
gonna happen.
Watch the girls win.
They're not gonna win.
They could. They're talented. They're very talented. I mean, you never
No,
know.
they're not.
Look at it. I didn't
Stop.
say that.
They'll only win if they're teeing off.
You walked into that.
So
Like if they're going from the
I mean,
women's tees, fine.
I see what you did there.
They're not gonna win.
they're all going from they've got to go from the women's tees.
Okay, so what does it mean when it's a skins match? I have no fucking idea what that even means.
Just remember to have to pay my Capital One card.
What?
I'm just gonna take the guys here because I don't even understand the format of this match. So, yeah, looks like we're all agreeing on every pick here. So we all go down with the
So
ship.
it's
Well, hold on.
this was a skins match.
Right.
But yes, it's a skins match.
So-
So the golfers compete against each
So-
other. Other members of
Right. So each hole is separate. So you win that hole, and it's sort of like a Ryder's Cup.
It is. It's like as a group you win. So it's like a skin is awarded to the lone golfer who posts the lowest score in each
Oh,
hole.
okay, gotcha.
So you have Rory and you have what's his name? Max Homa. Okay. So they're going to be lower on every hole than the women. No pun intended, because they do have a lower hole. But it is going to happen. So we're gonna go ahead and go with the men.
Okay.
You've
I
never
just
played
wanted
a
to make
Snake game at
sure.
all?
I didn't know that's what it was called. Usually when I play that, that's exactly what we're doing. I just didn't know that's
No, you're basically doing duos, but whoever has the
Right,
lowest
right.
hole
Yeah,
wins that match out of the guys, or
best ball.
I guess the girls. I've never played with girls because
I just
never
wanted
mind.
to, okay. I just wanted to be sure that it wasn't some kind of handicap where they get,
No, there's no handicap.
It's the first foursome of PGA Tour and
Stop it.
PGA.
Stop
It's a
it.
foursome.
It's a foursome. Stop it.
There's nothing wrong. I mean,
Stop
Okay,
it.
I
so
mean, it is what it is.
Okay, maybe
I'm just looking at the format.
behind his head
So
here
so
when we
for the
mentioned-
first 4 par threes, they're going to be using the same tees, and then 8 holes after that. The next 8 holes they'll be using varying tee boxes and yardages for the men and women.
that is bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Either compete or don't compete.
Changing my pick.
It's like men's with balls that decide they're women and go swimming against women. Like, what are we doing? God damn
I'm
it.
winning. I'm goddamn winning. That's what I'm doing. I can't beat you, but goddamn, I know I can beat her.
Like, the 108th best swimmer in men's swimming is all of a sudden be like, oh, I'm a woman, and I'm going to beat everybody on the women.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm going to do. So
All right.
When
is
are we
Rory
doing
playing in the
this
Mexican
society?
Open?
Just understand that we have 2 genders. There's 2 fucking genders.
All right. We don't need to
There's
go
not
there.
1900, there's 2.
LPGA.
There's men and women.
We need to go.
Men and
We need to
women.
get up out of here.
They're different.
All right. That will do it for this week's episode. We all agreed on literally every
Okay.
last pick. So the outcome is almost irrelevant at this point, but whatever.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we'll either all go.
That's fine.
Maybe we'll all go 5-0.
It's
There we go.
different
Going for
yardages.
5.
Jesus Christ. What are we doing?
I'm going with G Money's prediction on that one. All right.
This is fucking stupid.
Anything else you guys want to mention before we get up out of here?
Yeah, I think that men should play their sports and women should play their sports and just have fucking
When
fun.
is the draft?
Let's just stop doing this stupid ass shit.
Shout out
No,
to
we're not
Michael
doing
King
draft.
in
Because women don't want to
the
get
chat.
drafted in the military anyways, even though they want equal fucking rights. So
I
they don't
meant the
want
NFL draft.
to get drafted into it. So that's fine.
Shout out to Michael King in the chat.
Fucking stupid.
And yeah, that will do it. Folks at home, again, remember to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at AFR Sports. It's been above us this whole time. Be sure to follow Mackenzie on X. And
Yes. Wonderful person.
we will talk to you all.
Yeah, she was
next week,
she was really good. Very knowledgeable.
for sure. Have a good week, folks. Capital One's the match. Have a good one.
Yeah.